The gentleman from Michigan is recognized for 3 minutes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, today really does mark a milestone for our majority, a milestone for this Congress, and a milestone for the American people as we make great strides to update our nation's chemical safety laws. Folks said it could not be done, especially with Republicans in Congress and a Democratic president. This was a multi-year effort that dates back to at least the last Congress. But we took the time, we did the hard work, we put in countless hours, discussions, negotiations, virtually every weekend, and it paid off. This legislation will have monumental impacts for commerce, the environment, and public health. 1976, under the leadership of Michigan's great president, Jerry Ford, TSCA was a novel approach to regulating interstate commercial activity to address unreasonable risks presented by a chemical. It was not meant to examine every piece of chemical manufacturing and use, but rather provide a backstop of protection when suspicions about dangerous chemicals were not being addressed. In the nearly 40 years since TSCA's enactment, there have been persistent concerns about the pace of EPA's work on chemicals, the ability of the agency to meaningfully use its existing authority, and whether the statute prevents certain regulatory efforts. Over the last 3 years, the House Energy and Commerce Committee has conducted 9 hearings, all on the aspects of TSCA. We learned that there's a public confusion about chemical-specific safety claims. We learned that people think that EPA should clear up that confusion and be more diligent on risky chemicals. And finally, we learned that companies and workers were disadvantaged in a domestic and global marketplace where conflicting regulatory standards indeed hamper trade. Within the last decade, a variety of factors, including EPA's slow pace in regulating chemicals already on the market, have led to several new state chemical control statutes. Some states have passed laws ranging from specific chemical restrictions to general chemical labeling requirements, like Prop 65 in California. Meanwhile, some retailers have called out for objective scientific assessment of chemicals in consumer products. Almost a year ago, our committee unanimously reported this bill, and the House passed it 398-1. In December, the Senate approved a package of TSCA reforms. The Senate's bill was quite different from the House, but the compromise agreement, this one, includes many of the Senate policy details. The resolution before us gives EPA more direct tools in obtaining testing information on chemical substances, specifying key points in the evaluation and regulatory process where EPA may order testing. In addition, the compromise text reduces animal testing required under TSCA. It restructures the way existing chemicals are evaluated and regulated. The bill clarifies the treatment of trade secrets submitted to EPA. The resolutions, could I have 2 additional minutes?
Gentleman's recognized for 2 additional minutes.
Gentleman's recognized for 2 minutes.
The resolution specifies that EPA must protect trade secrets submitted to it for a renewable period of 10 years. The resolution also creates a new system to claim, substantiate, and resubstantiate, review, and adjudicate requests for protection of trade secrets. Finally, it organizes the federal-state regulatory relationship in a way that makes sense for promoting interstate and global commerce, but also recognize the efforts taken by a number of states. The amendment makes accommodations for some existing state requirements and tort actions as well. Today, we have a landmark, bipartisan, bicameral agreement that makes substantial changes to the existing law. The resolution is supported by a broad coalition of stakeholders ranging from environmental and public health groups to large and small industrial organizations. It is worthy of every member's support. But before I close, I want to say a word of thanks to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, Frank Pallone and Paul Tonko. Frank Pallone and Paul Tonko. I know the last couple of weeks have not exactly been a picnic, few ants, few et cetera. But you know that this is a better bill because of your involvement. But the real impetus behind this whole project has been John Shimkus. What a guy. Without his leadership, we simply never would have reached this point. Also want to thank the dedicated and hardworking staff that tirelessly worked to get us to where we are today. Dave McCarthy, Jerry Corey, Tina Richards, and Chris Sarley. Thank you all. At times, it may not have been a labor of love, but we've got a finished product that will indeed make a difference. This bill is good for jobs. It is good for the consumers. It's good for the environment. The most meaningful and impactful update to issues involving the environment and economy that we've made in many decades. And soon, it will be law. The President will sign it. He will be grateful for all of our hard work and dedication to legislative achievement that every one of us can be proud of. I yield back.